Hello class, my name is Miss Altum and today I wanted to read to you Pierre the Penguin, a true story. Now, this story is a nonfiction story, so this means that everything in that story that happened in real life. While we're reading this story, I want you to pay attention to who the two main characters are, where the story takes place, what the main problem in the story is, and how the problem in the story gets resolved or fixed. With that being said, let's read Pierre the Penguin, A True Story by Jean Marzallo, illustrated by Laura Reagan. This is the true story of Pierre, a small penguin in a big museum. It is also about the people at California Academy of Sciences who worked together to help him through a hard time. Down at the end of the African Hall, past statues of animals big and small, there's an aquarium wide and tall with real-life penguins, 20 in all. So, where are we? We're at the end of the African Hall in an aquarium. So, they said it was in a museum, so keep that in mind. African penguins don't like ice. For them, a warmer place is nice. Here comes Pam with fish in her pail. The penguins are fed twice a day without fail. Pam enters the tank through the sky-painted wall. A hidden door there leads out to the hall. Some of the penguins look just the same. Wingbands help Pam call the birds by name. So we're talking a lot about a lady named Pam that helps feed the penguins. So do we think that this could be one of the two main characters we were talking about? Let's keep reading and find out. One day, aquatic biologist Pam, observing the penguins, saw one in a jam. Gently, gently, she examined Pierre. His feathers were gone, his bottom was bare. So you can see how the penguin on the right side of the page looks different than the penguins on the other side. Pierre was afraid to go for a swim. He'd get too cold if he dived right in. How can I help you? What can I do? Pam had ideas and tried the first two. She tried a heater, and the vet prescribed pills, but nothing worked. Pierre shivered still. So I think Pierre might be one of the two main characters. What do you think? The other penguins grew afraid of Pierre. He looked so strange that he gave them a scare. They brayed at him as he shivered on shore. They made him feel worse than he felt before. So what do you think the problem could be? We see that Pierre doesn't have any feathers, so he gets too cold whenever he tries to go swimming. So do you think that this would be a problem if you couldn't go swimming if you were a penguin? Let's keep reading. One rainy day, biologist Pam came up with a new idea. Shazam! My dog wears a raincoat, she told the vet. Could Pierre wear a wetsuit? The vet said, you bet. Pam and a friend worked day and night to make a pattern that fit just right. Then a wetsuit was made of neoprene, the tiniest one you've ever seen. Carefully, Pam put on Pierre a wetsuit a featherless penguin could wear. Standing on a rock in his new wetsuit, Pierre the penguin looked mighty cute. He felt nice and warm, and he wanted to swim, so what did he do? He dived right in. Splash! Whee! So how did they solve the problem of Pierre not being able to swim? Yeah, they made him a wetsuit so that whenever he went in the water, he wouldn't get so cold since he didn't have feathers. Good job. Now Pierre stood proud and tall, and nobody brayed him at all. 6 weeks went by, and then a surprise. Pam could hardly believe her eyes. Not only was Pierre no longer cold, he had new feathers. Observe and behold. Now warm in water, now warm on shore. Guess who didn't need his wetsuit anymore? Pierre made a nest for his very best friend. Their story goes on, thanks to Pam. The end. That was the end of our story. Now you know who the two main characters are, where the story took place, what the main problem in the story was, and how the story got resolved. So using this information, I want you to be able to fill out and complete the activity that we have later on. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.